Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of, I think I figured it out, Course Update. Decided to call it that since that's my intro page on this YouTube channel. Anyway, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to kind of discuss what has been going on so far this summer. Right now it's mid-August, and I would say it's probably been one of the most difficult, frustrating growing years in my nearly 20-year career in this industry. Stick around and I'll explain what's been going on. So this summer has been brutally hot and humid. I'd say comparable to literally like Florida weather, in the fact that we have had high temperatures ranging anywhere between 87 and mid to high 90s, and low temperatures 72 and above. Like this morning was actually 76 degrees, and that's really warm for this particular area, being in Indiana. It's not unusual. It's summer, it gets hot, it gets humid, but it has been like this literally since late May. On top of that, we have been getting, not lately, but up until about 3 weeks ago, we have been getting periodic rains that would range anywhere between a ½ inch and an inch and a half. So we've been getting a lot of moisture, that coupled with the heat and particularly the humidity, it has just played hell on the course. I'm actually going to show you a few spots. People have been asking, like, hey, what's going on? Are you guys not watering? And it's a great question because it's something I don't think they've really seen. I was actually debating on doing this video because it shows some graphic content. And as a turf manager who obviously takes pride in his work, the last thing I want to do is show you blemishes. Some of them are very bad blemishes, at least in my opinion, but it's the nature of the beast. Not everything is perfect on a golf course. I know what you see on TV always appears that way because it's usually immaculate, but I'm going to show you kind of the darker side of things. So like I said, I've been debating for about a month of showing you guys this because it's disgusting. So without further ado, let's start looking at some areas. All right, I'm out here on 7 Valley Green, and let's start showing you some of these areas. Particularly what's been getting hit really hard have been our collars and really the rough right off of the collar. What you're seeing here is remnants of a disease called summer patch. So all of these literally dead patches you're seeing have been caused by summer patch. And at first, when all of this started to happen, when it started to what I call melting out, we actually thought it was drought stress. So again, I mean, temperatures have been brutally warm, and it has been humid. So drought takes a little bit longer to take effect when the humidity's up, but it does happen nonetheless. So we come out and we hand water our greens, and I'm looking at the collars. I'm like, dang, I'm going to have to hit that with some water. Well, unbeknownst to me, it was a disease that likes water. So we were kind of feeding the problem. Now, what began to happen was our greens were recovering, and you look at our greens, dang, that looks pretty damn good. But then these just kept getting worse. And after a few days of kind of getting a little frustrated, like, hey, what's going on? I started thinking, well, maybe it's not drought stress. Now this spring, we actually extended most of our collars out. They were shrinking in. It was shrinking on the green. Actually, this patch right here used to be collar, but then we end up mowing that down to add some green space back. And we knew that we were going to get some scalping. We were going to get a couple bruises here and there. But when this weather moved in, it was just a perfect recipe for this to happen. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. We probably wouldn't have done this if we knew that we were going to get this type of summer. But that's why it's hindsight. So you can see that, I mean, it literally has started to literally eat where we have added more of the collar. Now, a little bit about this disease, summer patch. It is not really something, at least for me, that we have had to worry about for protectants, for the greens, a little bit of the fairways and tees, but a lot of the fungicides we use cover it. There have been multiple greens applications that we have gone out and sprayed, and then later that afternoon we get some rain. Now, again, our greens have been protected quite well, but these new areas apparently haven't. So summer patch, it thrives in conditions, I can't remember the exact degrees, but it's somewhere, I think it's like 82 degrees to 95. So really thinking of that temperature range, as I said at the beginning of this video, that is what this summer has been non-stop. Even our overnight temperatures, like I said, have hit mid to low 70s, but there have been some mornings or overnight that has been 80 degrees. So really getting no relief from that. This has gone gangbuster. I mean, just absolutely out of control. Summer patch likes to attack POA species. What POA is bluegrasses. So in the rough, we got some Kentucky bluegrass, probably even some annual bluegrass. That is what pretty much our collars, that's what all these dead patches, I'm assuming that these were probably Kentucky bluegrass at some point, mixed in with some annual bluegrass. But you can see like the creeping bentgrass here is fine. It's like nothing even happened. Summer patch really likes is compaction. Again, this used to be rough before this year, and we don't aerate green banks. We don't aerate the rough. We aerate greens and tees, and I hate to say it, I haven't aerated fairways in 5 years. Need to, but it's one of those things. I lack the equipment, the time, and it's just, you know, sad excuses, but that's why I haven't aerated fairways. We have hit it on the temperature. We have hit it on the grass species. We have hit it with the compaction. Let's see what else. Oh, they like alkaline soils, which is anything above 7 on the pH meter. And we have highly alkalytic, I don't know if that's the right word, but alkaline soils. So it's loving the soil it's in. It also likes moisture. So like I said before, hand watering. Oh man, it's drought stress. Nope, got that wrong. Let's hit it with water. So like I said, we basically been feeding this thing until I figured it out. And since then, like I said, I'm showing you the worst damage. The rest of the course has been holding up actually great. I would imagine if you ask anybody that's played out here what they think of the course, they're probably pretty happy. So, but again, they see this and they think, well, why don't you water that? That looks like it's dying out. No, actually, the last thing it needs is water. So, I've kind of rambled on a little bit more, but basically we have summer patch that has taken over in some spots. There are a few things that we are doing to help combat this. I looked it up, and there's some fungicides that can take care of it, but the bad thing is fungicides don't last long. Fungicides don't kill disease, it suppresses it. So it looks like we're going to continue to get this weather for the foreseeable future. So yeah, I can spray it and it might kick it back for a couple weeks, but then it's just going to come right back. So I got to do some other things to hopefully slow this down and to eliminate it. And I'll tell you about what those are when we head to the next spot. Yeah. So we actually extended this last year. You can see where the previous green ended. It was right around there. But we extended it last year, and I can tell you 1000% that all the areas that you see that don't have grass anymore was annual bluegrass. So I remember when we cut it in, it was so vibrant green. It was the color of annual bluegrass, and just absolutely disgusting. But you know, we have annual bluegrass on our greens, and they are we manage it. But when something like this hits, boy, it hit hard. And it's funny, you can see all the plugs that we've been adding here and there of bent grass, and yeah, those are fine. Those were actually there at the beginning of the year and untouched. So basically summer patch has wiped out this corner, and Matt is actually on his way now with the aerator, going to punch some holes. And like I said, at some point we're going to drop some seed down, some bent grass seed, so we can hopefully take care of this issue. All right, guys, you've been warned. If you have small children watching, you might want to cover their eyes, because this might make you puke. But this is what I consider probably the worst part on the course. And here I'll show you what the summer patch has done to Three Valley. Gosh, glad I threw up before I started recording this. Otherwise I'd do it now. But it's just absolutely beat up back here. And you can see this is where we extended out a little bit, died off. Let's see, that's goosegrass. Everybody's favorite goosegrass moved in. But the whole back side has just been wiped out. Luckily, we have some plans this winter to be redoing this bunker. Like I said, guys, I'm throwing you a bone here. I did not want to show you this. I don't want, the last thing I want to do is put this on YouTube to show everybody, hey, look how crappy this looks. But the point of this YouTube channel is to show you what is going on, and also to just educate everyone on things that people don't know what's going on. Again, you might look at this and you think, man, you got some dead grass, you need to hit it with water. That's the last thing we need. And if you actually look around, we are in an armpit here. So not only, you know, is this perfect growing environment and everything, but it's just sitting in a pocket of stale, non-moving air. So, but yeah, this is by far the worst. I look at the green and the green looks great. Also, I'm not watering a whole bunch at night either. My program is set right now where I'm watering greens, tees, fairways, and rough at 5 minutes. That's it. 5 minutes on a sand-based course is really nothing. In mid-August, if we had dry conditions, we'll be probably running for at least 10 minutes on greens, and probably more on fairways and tees and whatnot. But yeah, like I said, you can as soon as I figured out what it was, it pretty much smacked me in the face, and I was just, you know, kind of mad at myself. But then again, the relentless temperatures, humidity, moisture has this disease loving life. So there are a few things that I can do. Like I said, controlling the water at night is my first line of defense I'm doing. The next line of defense is going to be something that we're going to start getting after here in a few minutes, and that's going to be aerating the collars. One thing to prevent this is giving these roots some air to breathe. Right now it's so compacted, they're choked out, the disease is taking over, and that's why it's doing what it's doing. So we're going to start punching some holes around the collars and on some of the areas of the greens right here. So sometime between now and, I don't know, mid-fall, I'm going to be throwing some grass seed down, and on some of these banks we're going to be poking some holes. That way we can throw some grass seed down in that, and I'll probably do some turf type tall fescue. That seems to be the new fad, and it is actually disease and drought resistant. It's actually probably the grass seed we can throw down right now. So especially when we're not mowing it low, it's a great seed choice. Either that or some perennial ryegrass. But I'm not going to be putting down any Kentucky bluegrass, and hopefully limit the spread of the annual bluegrass that is also melting out. So all right, guys, that's all I have for today's video. In summary, we got some summer patch that hit us pretty hard due to the heat and humidity we've been getting. It's been attacking our annual and Kentucky bluegrass, particularly on our collars, a little bit in our rough and the compacted areas. So we've been watching our water output lately. Like I said, 5 minutes a night. That isn't a lot for mid-August, this time of the year. But limiting water. Right now Matt is out aerating our collars, some of the approaches, and hopefully that will help alleviate some of the compaction. And then finally, sometime here in the next month or so, we'll start throwing some grass seed down, some disease-resistant grass species, or summer patch resistant, things like fescues and bent grass. But anyway, that's the plan, and hopefully that helps us in the future and prevent this kind of problem. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.